A former BISD trustee sentenced today. She was convicted in November for her role in a bribery scheme. Channel 5's Rudy Mirel is following this case for months now. He's live in Brownsville with more. Hey, Rudy.
Good evening. After about an hour, a federal judge listening to both prosecutors and defense attorneys today decided that Dr. Sylvia Atkinson, a former BISD trustee, would be spending just over 6.5 years in a federal prison. Now, even though she is scheduled to self-report to the U.S. Marshal's office on June 18th, her attorney says the fight's not over. Nearly 8 months since being found guilty on 8 charges of conspiracy and corruption, Dr. Sylvia Atkinson was sentenced to 80 months in a federal prison. Federal prosecutors argued to put Atkinson behind bars for 10 years. Atkinson's new addition to her defense team, Houston lawyer Josh Schaefer, arguing for a much lower sentence, laying out a long list of reasons for leniency from the judge. From an otherwise clear legal record, Atkinson's claimed mental health issues and gambling addiction, and referencing other recent sentencings, specifically the 5-year sentence of a former state district judge, Rudy Delgado, who was making decisions in cases for cash.
Dr. Atkinson, as a school board member, engages in the conduct that she was convicted of and gets a greater sentence. That makes no sense, and it should upset the entire community.
Schaefer says the sentence is an example of a broken justice system.
There's different treatment of different people. It should undermine faith and confidence in the government's ability to make decisions about who it prosecutes, how it prosecutes them, and what it asks for. There's a double standard, and it's not just down here, it's everywhere.
U.S. District Judge Fernando Rodriguez Jr. saying during the hearing that a strict sentence was necessary to deter other public officials in South Texas from committing crimes abusing public trust, specifically saying Atkinson lied throughout the entirety of the trial, attempting to mislead the jury, something Schaefer disagrees with, saying Atkinson cooperated fully with the government.
I guess the message to the community for anybody else who's willing to do that is maybe spare yourself and don't.
Now, you just heard Schaefer right there talking about cooperation and how it didn't work out in Atkinson's favor this time, but he says cooperation is still on the table going forward. Now, he says that he and Atkinson have not been approached about cooperation as of right now, but they have offered throughout the trial and as of today to help out in uncovering any other kind of corruption here in Cameron County. Now, that is important to note because if you remember during her trial, there were other alleged schemes revealed where Atkinson was involved along with local elected officials, including a now former state district judge and a current TSC trustee. Live in Brownsville, Rudy Mirel, Channel 5 News at 6.